tonight. So let's get straight into the session as I bring my guest, our guest. All right. He is here already. Good evening, Gideon. Good evening.
Good evening, AOC. Good evening.
Yeah, it's good to see you.
It's great to be here. It's awesome to be here with you guys. Awesome. Everybody, good
Thank you.
evening.
Thank
Nice to
you.
be
Thank
here.
you. Yeah, I believe if you can hear us live, please let us know in the comment section if you can hear us clearly. Please let us know in the comment section so that we can get going as fast as possible. Like I said, please share this video. It's about to something big. It's about to eat you. All right. Share this video with as many as possible that you want to invite in here, and then make sure you choose as many as possible stuff tonight. All right, Gideon, I'll be leaving the screen to give way for you tonight. We have 1 hour for this session. We have 1 hour, and after that, we'll be entertaining questions, and then we'll wrap up for the day. Over to
Okay.
you, Gideon.
Can you see me?
Yeah, yeah, I can see you. I can see you.
Ask people in the comments if they can see me because someone just complained that my camera is
Okay,
showing.
somebody said your voice is not clear. Somebody said your voice is not clear.
Can they actually see
Gideon's,
me?
yes, yes, Gideon's voice isn't that clear.
Okay.
I can see that in the comment section. Then it's as if your screen is blank. It's as if your
Exactly what
screen
I'm
is
trying to
blank.
do.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It's as if your
Let
screen
me
is
reload
blank.
this. Let me try
All
and
right,
reload this.
all right, all right, all right. Our people are
Can you see me
waiting.
now?
No, we can't see you yet. Okay, we can see you now. We can see you now.
I
We
think
can
it
see you
has to
now.
do with the network. What about the voice?
Godwin said he can't see you. But Godwin, can you confirm if you can see him now? Welcome, Folakemi, Komolafe. Welcome, Shola. Welcome, Godwin. Please confirm if you can see Gideon before I leave. Before I leave now, please confirm in the. All right, Godwin said good. I believe good means they can see you. All right, please.
Okay.
All right, all right, all right. Shola already confirmed that we can see. They can see you. All right, Gideon.
And
Uh, all the best.
okay, thank you, AOC. So good evening, everybody. And if you were here yesterday, I'm sure you enjoyed yesterday's session. Yesterday was amazing, and we learned a whole lot of things. We did. So if you were in yesterday's session, you'd realize that today is going to be awesome. And in fact, I think I'm just going to try and do. Um, AY was on fire yesterday. I don't know if you were there. AY was literally on fire, and he was saying a lot of things that it took me years to learn. And immediately I had it from AY, I was like, oh God, if I had met AY or if I had known this thing way earlier, I won't be here. There are some of the things that I learned. There are some new things I learned yesterday, and there are some things that I just learned recently that he was just saying. And I was looking at everybody that was attending the conference, and I was like, if you guys really understood the value of what you're getting here, this is years of. It's like a shortcut. So, and that brings me to what I'm going to be sharing here with you too. What I will be sharing here with you are things that took me years to learn, and I'm still learning. There are some things, something I'm going to be sharing here with you, something I just learned even last week. And this is after many years of experience. I've been in the tech space for over, let me say, 6, 7 years. I've been in the tech space for over 6, 7 years. And the truth is, when I started with the tech space, I wasn't profitable. I wasn't making any money from it. I was broke. But I got to a point where it could literally pay my bills. It could literally sort out stuff, and I could live the kind of lifestyle I deserve. And that's one of the things I'm going to be showing you today, how to literally do that. And another thing is, some of us think that, oh, I don't have to go and learn tech, I don't have to be a tech person, or now literally, if you pay attention and if you follow this class to the end of the session, you will discover that you will discover that with what you're currently doing, you don't even need new what's the word here, you don't need to learn. You don't need to change who you are. Tech is going to be something, and what I'm going to show you is how to integrate what you're currently doing to the opportunity to new things I'm going to be showing you today, so that you can align yourself for opportunities. So let's get started. Let's get started. So let me pull this off. So today we'll be talking with high-paying tech skills. I'll be talking about high-paying tech skills because let me first of all define high-paying skills. High-paying
Hello,
skills.
Gideon. Hello, Gideon.
Yeah.
Please, can you confirm your slides? It's not showing on the screen. Can you confirm, or can you share it again?
Okay, it's showing
Can
on
you?
my end.
It's not showing on the screen. Can you share again?
Okay, let me share it again.
All right. All right. Let me be sure that we have those slides. All right, guys. So please keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Invite as many as possible. Let them know on the platform that we are live. Invite your friends that we are here. Invite them over here. Let them know we've started. We've started. It's going to be okay. Just hold on a minute, Gideon. Let me put that
Okay,
up. Let me put that up if you can.
see it.
Okay, it's displaying now. All right. All
It's
right.
playing, right? So I'm going to be talking about high-paying tech skills. And tech high-paying skills are skills literally, if you live outside the country, are skills that pay up to $10,000 per month doing what you like doing. So high-paying skills, I'm actually being a big fan of high-paying skills. And if you know anything about me, you know I'm always talking about high-paying skills. High-paying skills are skills that you can learn within the space of 3 months that can transform your finances and take you from earning from zero or 10 or 10,000 to as much as $10,000 per month. In fact, in Nigeria, you can earn as much as 2 million, a million naira per month with high paying skills. And in fact, you can even scale more. So we're going to, there are different high paying skills, and some of them are not in tech, but I'll be looking at the ones in tech, and I'm going to show you how to get into these ones. I'm not just going to show you how to get into these ones. I'm going to show you how some of you already have some of these skills. You don't understand the value. So for instance, if you let me when we were younger, there used to be this small girl, probably our cousin. So when our uncles come to visit and they give us money, they'll probably give this girl 5,000, 1,000 naira, and they'll give us like 500, or they'll give us 1,000 naira. But because these girls do not understand the value of the money, guess what we'll do? We'll collect like 250 naira notes and we give her and say, "Give me one money, let me give you two, let me give you two money." And to her, it makes perfect sense. So what she does is that she'll give us the 1,000 naira and we give her 50 naira. Our own is that it's just money. The reason she's losing 1,000 naira, she's literally losing 900 naira of the 1,000 naira and collecting 100 and shortchanging herself, is because she doesn't understand the value of what she has. If she understood the value of what she has, she wouldn't be shortchanging herself. So when I can't do that now because this girl is literally grown up, so she understands the value of money. And this is what is this is what's going on with some of us. We are currently shortchanging ourselves because we don't understand the value of some of the things we are doing. Some of you are doing things, and all of a sudden you see someone else doing it, and the person is cashing out big, and you'll be like, "Oh, I don't know that I could actually earn this much doing the same thing." And this is one of the things you'll be, and this is one of the things that we'll be addressing in today's session. So let's go back to the high paying tech skill. One of the high paying skill you can, an opportunity you can get, is digital marketing. Digital marketing is literally putting things online and selling anything online. And digital marketing is huge. In fact, it's one of the fastest growing skill. Everybody's going digital. And the funny thing is, digital marketing at some point became bastardized in Nigeria. Everybody was doing digital marketing. So far, you had a phone. I love that fact that it was accessible to everybody. But the thing with that thing is that things comes in form of bubbles. Now I want you to pay attention to this. Things come in form of bubbles. There's a bubble state. The bubble state is when everybody can do it. Then all of a sudden it bursts. Then once it bursts, the professionals and those that are truly proficient in it becomes the ones that gets to do it. At first, everything is going to be bastardized. So, if you Google it, when the internet started, you can literally raise up to a million naira, or sorry, $1 million or $2 million or $5 million in funding by just saying I have a website, because the internet was in its bubble state. So when we got to the point of real use case scenario where people will no longer give you money because they don't understand it, digital marketing have moved them. Before, everybody could run their adverts and do, but now they know what is going on. Facebook is banning adverts. You now have to hire the best, the best of the best to do stuff for you. And so the way to position yourself for this bubble is that when the bubble is starting, and when you see that everybody is going there, don't run away because everybody is doing it. In fact, that is why you should do it. It means when it states where it's going to burst, this bubble is going to burst. People that don't understand it are there, and in fact, they are going to create a contrast for you. Once you are so good at it, you become. It's like a contrast. If I turn off this light, everywhere goes black. But if my small light is here, if I have a very little light here and the light is struggling to shine because there's light everywhere, and I suddenly turn off that light is going to shine. That's what happens with bubbles. When there's a bubble state, when things are in its bubble state, everybody feels like they are doing it, but at the same time, you need to sit down and niche down and become so good at it. See, a lot of people are going to come for you and they're going to tell you, "Oh, I want it cheap. Maybe everybody can do it." By the time they go and they experience everybody doing it and it's boss and it's not doing well and they are in desperate need of results, that's when they come to you. People are ready to. Those people allows you to make money from the mistakes and the trial and error they've gone around. So they've known that if I don't give it to a professional, what happens is that the trial and error is that I'm going to keep making money, making mistakes, and burning my money. And that is what you as a professional should do. So one of the ways to take advantage of digital marketing is there's even a free course by Google. Just Google it, learn with digital marketing. But at the same time, you don't have to stay on the surface. Don't If you are going to go into this, don't stay on the surface. Go down into it. Don't nobody pays for what everybody knows. You have to be able to pay for what people know. So I think some months ago, a particular one of the biggest supermarkets in Ibadan contacted me, and when they did, they were trying to solve a problem. They were just trying to solve a problem about something on their advert, and they said they've hired everybody, they've done everything, they've tried to reach everybody, and it's not working. And in fact, they've had a problem for over a year. And in fact, so when I came and told them I could solve it, someone referred and I told them I would solve this problem in a day. They thought it was a joke. When I finally did, they were amazed. In fact, they said they wanted to test it for 2-3 days to confirm if it's working. Till date, it's working. And the thing is, if I had charged them heavily, you think they would have paid? They would have. In fact, it was actually was putting it back to rest. But I was thinking, I should have charged these people way more, because the problem I solved was what took them 1 year, and I could solve it as a digital marketer because of my proficiency. I went down. I have played with things that most people on the surface will not play with. So this is one of the things. If you are doing anything, even if it's blockchain, even if it's data or whatever you're doing, make sure you are not playing at the surface. Go deep down. There's a place where you have to be on the surface. We're going to talk about that later. Make sure you go deep down. So another opportunity in tech world is data science. Every day we are making data. We're creating new data. Every single second, data are created. And in fact, companies are now being bought because of their database, because of their users. So we need to itemize this thing. We need to be able to represent it, and we need to be able to use it to solve problems. And Life Beyond School have courses on data science. Take it there. Go there. You find courses around those things. So I'm going to rush through this particular line. You can see it. And that thing is security. I'm not talking about a lot there. I'm talking about cyber security. A lot of people are not aware of the implication of what they do. So one of the first thing I do, I teach blockchain and I teach cryptocurrency investing and I teach those things. Well, the first thing I teach my students is security. I feel the first thing I tell them is you don't use the same email that I use for everyday life to register for your Binance account or for whatever you're doing. And it's for security reasons. So by the time they hack one, they don't have access to your work. They don't have access to your work. I'm hacking your social media account. I don't have access to your work. I don't have access to your banking. I don't have access to everything. Most people don't think this way. If you become a security expert and you're coming to me and I'm a multinational, and you're telling me I'm going to secure you from hacks. I'm going to secure you from being embarrassed. I'm going to secure you from leaking out sensitive things that can be used against you. We'll pay. People pay for security. In fact, I was looking at. People are very ignorant when it comes to security, online security. I was reading something and I was looking online. Lately, I've been seeing this quiz, and the quiz have been things like, "What is your pet name?" Write your BVN in from the back forward. What is the last four digit of your number, of your phone number? And people are doing it for fun, and I just say fun. You don't know that those people posting it are using it to gather information about you. Now, let me put something out to you. Have you ever tried to reset your password and it asks you that, okay, if we cannot reset your password via email, what are your security answers? And what these guys are doing, and you don't know, is that they are subconsciously using game to put out questions like those things that are called security answers that you use to authenticate your account. So they can ask, what is the name of your first primary school? What was the name of your first pet before it died? And these are security answers, questions that Yahoo Mail is asking before you can access your mail if you're trying to reset it without when you've lost your password. These are security questions, and most people don't know. They just fall ignorance about it, and they just put it out there. Someone said, type in your BVN. If your BVN, if I saw one, if your BVN is your current bank account, how much would it be? And people are not typing it, and I was putting my hands on my head on Twitter, and I'm like, people don't know so much. So in the security space is totally uncharted. Now, another one I'm going to go into is one of the favorites, which is financial tech, fintech. Fintech is uncharted. Money for this. We feel like there's a lot of fintech in the country right now, but the truth is we are not even scratching the surface. There are different things. People want to look at Abeg. I fell in love with Abeg when I discovered that you can use it for giveaway. People go online and they do giveaway. Look at Abeg came in, and what they did was I just said, okay, let's allow people to do giveaway. Let's allow people to do giveaway and get followers. That's the idea of Abeg. Then secondary, let's allow them to send money. It's the same thing as sending money, but they came in with a unique proposition. They said this time around, we'll not just allow you to send money, we'll allow you to put out, because we are fanning your ego. Oh, you have 20K for giveaway, and you can share it to 10 people. That is transaction. So there's the fintech side. I'm going to come back to all this thing, and there's the blockchain. Oh la la, I love the blockchain. The blockchain, we're talking about cryptocurrency. In fact, the fastest way people are getting rich right now is from the blockchain than any other thing. The blockchain boom is the fastest way people make serious money. And I want you to go and just learn more about the blockchain, learn more about cryptocurrency. And when I'm talking about learning more, I'm not talking about general knowledge of buying and selling. I have some people that reach out to me, Gideon, what coin should I buy? Once you are reaching out to me on those level, it shows you don't even understand the basics. It shows you don't understand it. You should be able to analyze and figure out what to buy. There's a place of looking for pool of information, and there's a place of totally clueless. They say we should buy and put. That's the Ponzi scheme mentality. You don't use that for blockchain. Blockchain is not a gamble. It's not a visual. It's not. It's something you must know what you're doing. And we're going to come back to this, but because of time, I'm going to move on to the next slide. And in this slide, I'm saying, tech is not the end product. It's a private jet on a horse in a horse age. So last month, a popular microfinance bank called Kuda became like the sixth or the fourth biggest company in Nigeria. I mean, look at banks. Look at the history of banking in Nigeria. It took years for the big giants that are still surviving. I remember the days of Bank PHB. Remember the days. Look at those days. Look at those days. Look at how far we've gone. And now a startup of 2 years that doesn't have branch, that doesn't have ATM. Have you ever seen a Kuda ATM anywhere? I'm talking about the teller machine, the machine. Have you ever seen it everywhere? Have you been to their office? But Kuda is one of the biggest. Why? Because it's riding on jet. It's riding on jet. So while others are on the horse race, we call it the industrial or the backward age. Once you apply tech into it, you cruise on the private jet level. And so once you apply tech into anything, you cruise on a private jet level. And the truth is, tech is not doing anything new. When it comes to taking opportunities in tech, most people feel like, oh, I have to learn a new skill. Yes, there's a place for learning a new skill. And another thing that is very important, just listen to this. Another thing that is very, very important is not learning the new skill, it's learning how to apply the new skill. Did that sink in? Learning how to apply the new skill. We've had commerce before Jumia came in. People were already buying and selling. What did Jumia do? They applied tech into it. Tech is not an end product. Tech is a vehicle. Once you apply tech into it, so you make amazing craft. You do amazing thing. Apply tech into what you're doing. We were already doing banking. UBA was there. We had Zenith Bank. We had other banks. They were already there. But what happened when tech came into the space? Tech disrupted it. And now you can see small boys of 21 years old, 22 years old, billionaire status that it took people of 30 years. It took the likes of Tony Elumelu many years to build, and someone is just coming and doing it. I mean, these guys, they wish they are just entering the space now. If you ask a Tony Elumelu, he's gonna tell you, I wish I had the opportunity of tech, because this hard work they put in, you can harness it immediately. I mean, it's more easier to make money today than it was 5 years ago. It's more easier to, and it's going to be easier in the next 5, 10 years to make money than it is right now, because tech is making things easy. You just write one game, you do one thing, or you just create one, provide one solution, and the next thing is on. Look at accounting. Before the packages came into place, accounting have been there from day one. But because we now infuse tech into it, it becomes something else. Transportation have always been there. Today, we now have things like GoCada. We now have bike hailing. We have delivery and pickup. And these people are now raising billions in naira as in valuation, and they are raising it as funding. What happened to the other guys that are doing it? It's because tech came into it. See, if you want to move from where you are to the next place you have to be, is figure out what tech I can bring into to solve the already problem I'm solving. People are solving problem. I was talking with someone, and he's into the fashion industry. We're talking about building something that allows you wherever you are, because he had issues with measurement, where you can just use an app and it's going to take your measurement directly using the camera. The camera is going to estimate your measurement, and the guy gets your details, and from the website everything is done and delivered to you without stress. That is where tech is coming in. You want to tell me that guy is going to come into the market with that strategy and everything, and you expect him to compete with Brasule, the normal tailor that does clothes that you have to even go 2 or 3 times. He will miss your, even after he takes your measurement, the clothes will not still be complete. Do you think he will compete with that? It's impossible. Impossible can't. So the thing is, with tech, it's not about inventing new things. Forget about inventing new things. Stop looking for the next big idea. Think about how you can make what you have a big idea. Do you get that? So you're already cooking. You run the restaurant. Think of apps where people can, from their comfort, think of, you don't even need to build the apps. Jumia have Jumia food. There are delivery stuff that you can do that will allow people to book and you deliver. These are the opportunities in tech. The opportunities are already in your niche. You just need to bring in tech to harness it. It's nothing new. There's nothing that's going to be invented that is new. Robotics, we already had simple machine. We had everything. If we were talking about robotics, we had and robots, we had machines that were doing all these things. They just brought in tech to make it easier. Tech is about making things easy. Tech is not a destination. Tech is the journey. Tech is the vehicle. Stop trying to ride the horse. Take the jet. You're starting a business. And instead of going to the market to rent and do the normal conventional way, bring in tech, open an Instagram page, do the right marketing, learn how to do it. In fact, I buy things from vendors. I love it. You people are going to buy. I've bought things from vendors that on a normal day I'll never see them or pass their shop. In fact, I might have passed their shop, I'll never have seen them. So you see, this thing is what you have to do. Godwin is saying, don't reduce the volume of the gospel to the class ends. Okay. So this is, it's not new. You are literally teaching people some things. Can you take it online? You are literally cooking. Can you take your cooking, share the story of how you prepare the food, share the story of, talk about the nutritions of the food, talk about how many calories, talk about, is it good for a fit farm, is it good for this is the way to combine the food, what's the best time. It's nothing new. Just do what you are doing. Bring in a new vibe. The vibe is bringing in tech. Tech is an amplifier. You must have a voice. If I buy an amplifier and I don't have a voice, nothing. Look at Piggy Bank started as a savings. People are already doing a job. People are already putting money in Colo. What they just did was, can we take the same Colo? They did not invent Colo. Colo is a piggy bank. There's no invent. They did not invent the plastic that you put your money. That you lock it. There's nothing new. The locking of money is nothing new. The breaking of the bank is nothing new. What they just did is, can we take it online? So when it comes to tech, you should not thinking of what I'm doing. Can I take it online? In communications, people were already talking. Then we just had video calls. People were already having face-to-face conversation. People were already talking to themselves. What we just did was add video calls to it, add social media to it. People are already looking for amebo gist. What you just have to do, okay, can we create social media? People are already following trend. Before TikTok came, look at our parents' photos. You see that they had the same hairstyle, they had the same dance style, they had the same dress sense. Everything was the same thing. What they just did was, can we amplify it on tech? So when I go on Twitter and I see some people doing some things and say the world is changing, the world is not changing. These things and those ideologies have been there. It's just that people just got a platform to make it loud and they are bold about it. It has always been there from the beginning. Should we talk about engineering? Tech is helping that. Should we talk about management? People are now using softwares that before they were using typewriter and their book to write. It's the same thing. Should I talk about architecture? Someone was sharing with me, and she said, we now use software. We now use softwares to draw. We now use CAD softwares to draw stuff. And it's true. Should I talk about gambling? I'm talking about Naira bet and the rest, football betting. It has always been there from the beginning, from the inception. It's been there. What just happened was we just brought it. You can do it online on our website. Our website is just the address. It's like a shop. So there's nothing new you're going to do that have not been done. Just bring it. Stop looking for the new in something. like I said here, don't come into tech. Don't say I want to come into tech. No, it's how can tech come into what I'm doing? You don't say, I'm not a tech guy. Tech is just a way of thinking. Tech is just a way of solving problems. Don't say, I'm not a tech guy. I'm looking for opportunities in tech. No, I'm looking for opportunities in what I do and how I can bring tech into it. Oh, I love data. I can analyze data. I can do this. Can I bring in opportunities into this? So that's what it means to don't go into tech and say I want to go into tech. Forget and say you want to be carrying laptop, short knicker. Some people are meant to program. It's not everybody. In fact, you don't have to own it. I tell people you don't have to own it to do it. Okay, let me show you something. So, like I said here, any industry that adapts tech meets change. And there are a lot of industries that are yet to adapt tech. Look at we have the movie industry. The movie industry, everybody's celebrating King of Boys on Netflix and the rest. It has always been there. We've been doing VHS. We do those cassettes that we roll. But after it finished, you now roll it to the beginning and put into your VHLs. And sometimes the clip we cut it. I remember those things. It has always been there. What we just did is that I don't know who had this CD. There used to be this CD rack that have plenty CDs in it. It used to be you unzip it and have all your favorite CDs in it. I don't know if you remember it. Today, that is what we call iTunes, where you have all your favorite track on. That was what it is. iTunes was not a new idea. It's just the same thing. Let's carry it, turn it into iTunes. That's the same thing with Spotify. Shazam is when you ask your friend, I hear this song. Can I bring it? So sometimes it's not about looking for something new. It's about, in fact, we've been doing a lot people have been making comedy until they started shooting on Instagram. In fact, the old way of doing comedy in Nigeria was they will have to bring a very big event and them sell tickets 700, sorry, 1,000, 7,000 regular VVIP, VVIP, ticket of 7, so and so, before you can attend a comedy show. But now it has become decentralized. Decentralized is a new word. Decentralized. The word is going decentralized. To become decentralized, you can before you have to do the makeup, you have to have the lights, you have to do everything to make. In fact, people with the bad, horrible backgrounds. I mean, you look at their backgrounds. I'm not talking about where they are coming from. I'm talking about the location they are using, and it's horrible. And nobody cares about it. Everybody cares about the content. And in fact, you see them 50K followers, and you think in the space of 1 year they would have sold out to 50,000 people to attend their conference, or this, I don't use conference, their comedy show. The answer is no. So tech amplify. You think it's easy to start a bank and within 2 years you hit it? No, it's because tech have done that. So you can literally be more successful. Look at the gap it took these people to become billionaires, and look at the gap it's taking tech to bring in. So to turn industries around. It's because tech have come into this thing. You don't need to even step outside. You don't need to step outside. What you have is good. Another thing is tech is a branding tool. Branding is perception. So remember the example of the person. Okay, let me give you an example. You sell shoes. I buy shoe from you, and even I talked about this yesterday. I buy shoe from you, and two people. I go to the second guy. I buy shoe, and the second guy sends me an email, a thank you mail for buying from me, and show catalogs of other shoes, like I explained. And not just that, on my birthday, because they've gotten my data, the second guy sends me a happy birthday message, sends me a new month message, forward me with other things. In fact, how do you think I'm going to view that one? Okay, let's also go back to bike hailing. A normal Okada guy, okay, in Ibadan, I don't know for Lagos. In Lagos, bike hailing has been banned. But in Ibadan, where it's rampant, the once we book on a when Gokada, not Gokada, when OP was in Lagos, they used something that looked like power bikes and it was lovely. But God check every other state they went to. It was the normal bikes. Normal bikes. They just had helmets. And what differentiated them from the other guys was just the app, was just the tech they put to it. And guess what? They were charging more than the other guys. So people will pay more and think they are safer and think that, oh, because it was just tech. So the branding changed. They went from a normal bike man to, oh, he's riding OP. Went from being normal to being cool. You get it? So tech is a strong branding tool. If you're into HR or you're into let me say food, you're into food, and whatever you're doing, and you say I buy and sell, you just sell on the street versus someone who say, oh, do will deliver to you. You make your order, we send it to you, we deliver to you, and you pay on delivery. It's totally different from or I start seeing your food on different apps, food apps like Jumia Food and the rest. The perception I'll have about you, and if I want to give a contract, and I need someone who is capable, and I don't want to flip, and I don't want to guess what, I'll go to the person that uses tech, and the other person can be better. Oh, the second person can be way better. They cook better food, more nutritious. But the fact that you've used tech that have separated you, in fact, it gives you this 10 years gap from each other, and that's what happened to the bank. That's what happened to money. From the normal naira we're doing cryptocurrency, you can see the 10 years gap in how it is working. Both the implementation, the adoption, the love. How many people are fans? Now, the one of the things cryptocurrency is going to keep going up is because they have fans. Which I mean, even the US dollars as one of the strongest currency in the world. How many people are their fans? Do you see Americans shouting the US dollars, or posting about the US dollars? In fact, it's a boring topic when it comes to business, except you're in business and finance, and it's a boring topic to an average American. And average Nigerian doesn't want to even talk about the naira. But we have a currency that we want to talk about. Tech came into branding. There's nothing new. NFTs are not new. We've always been selling artifact and awesome things that way. It's because we brought it into tech and we put it on the blockchain that it becomes something else. There's nothing new. Nothing new. Nothing. Tech just does that for you. Another thing with tech is the opportunities. That one of the things you can do if you is you can tech is about solving problem. It's about solving problem. I know if a guy who runs an app, I don't call it a digital marketing, but what he does is that he builds app, and this guy cannot code one single line. What he does is he gets the job, he designs the projects for you, he consults with you, you consult with him, you tell him the problem you have, he goes back, he hires someone to do it, or there are websites that do it for you. So you can literally start an app development company without one single line of code and one single staff. Find someone, outsource it. There's a problem in the estate, there's a problem with something you need to solve. You don't need to have the skill. That's the truth. You don't need to know it. You just need to be able to solve problem with it. You don't need to know how to cook to eat. You don't need to know how to cook to have a restaurant. Find a partner that can do that. They're good. You don't need to know how to sell. Find a partner that will be able to help you to sell. And you're good. You just need to be able to solve the problem. The question is, you have the contacts to the person that has the problem. And I'm not talking about affiliate marketing. Affiliate is you're not even involved in it. You're directing them directly to the other person. The person is doing that, and so you're just taking a commission. Affiliate is good, but at the same time, you're changing yourself. You should be the one collecting the whole money and not paying the other person. It's the other way around. They're paying you, but if you're running the company yourself, you should be the one paying them. You can collect. amazing projects, find people that can execute it for you, negotiate the price, pay them off, take off the profits. You're running a company. I don't need to know anything about cleaning if I want to go into the cleaning industry right now. I just need to know who I can get it to. I think I see this in the fashion space. In fact, the biggest guys in Lagos fashion right now, I don't want to mention names. I know people that produce the shoes for them and the clothes for them. They just collect it from those guys. They don't have time to do anymore. They just collect it from those guys, put it into their own pali, brand it, and sell times five of the normal price they're buying it from the other guys. And people say, "Oh, so and so name is a big brand." He's not the one doing. He's not doing the work. He's just selling his brand. Build the brand and sell it. It's not about you can start an agricultural farm today. You can start anything today. You don't need to have it. Just look for who can you can. It's called leverage, and that's what makes the pulley system work. The pulley system have the fulcrum, effort, and lava. The leverage is that fulcrum. You just need it. Something that will 10x it for you. You have the connect, you have this. Can you do it? Take the project, give it to someone else, manage the person because it's your brand that name that is there. So you can start a tech company today. You can start it today without knowing anything about the tech. So how do you access opportunities in tech? One of the ways is there are two ways to do it. Network is to network. Network. Some of you have those skills I mentioned, I put up earlier, and you feel like I'm underpaid. The first thing is if you think that you're actually underpaid, then truly you're actually underpaid. If you think that you are not being charged, you're not charging your net worth, you're actually not charging your net worth. That's it. There's no two ways. When people ask me, I'm not sure I'm charging my net worth, or I'm not sure I'm making enough money from it, I don't even ask them how much I'm making. Because if you know, if if you think you're not, then you are definitely not. Most likely not. So um one of the best way to do this is to access opportunities. One of the ways to access I saw something on Twitter and the person was like, can we have something for entrepreneurs where they come together like a party or a lunch where they come together and exchange content and do something? And the person was sounding wise, and I saw a lot of people retweeting it. And at the back of my head, I was like, "Oh God, what happened to events?" They said, "Can we do something for business?" I can't remember what it is, but it was talking about, and I was like, "What happens to events?" That's what happens at events. That's why we go to events. We were talking about the people of the world have parties where they go to drink and smoke. Can we have parties where we? So that is what happens at events. You go to learn and network. You don't go and listen to the person speaker. You're not just listening to the speaker. You are paying to have access to other people that are paying to have access to that place. Because they're also paying us to have access to you. And if they're not utilizing it, you should also utilize your own. So go to Facebook group, go to Facebook group to provide. Another thing is when you're doing this, you need to provide value first. Too. When you're networking, nobody wants to network with a liability. When you're looking for network, what's the first thing in your mind? Like, how can this person help my life? How can this person bring value to me? And that's what everybody's selfish by default. So when you're coming, in fact, you notice in networking events, you're trying to network with the person, and the person is ignoring you and trying to network with another person because the person thinks you're not bringing, you can't bring the kind of value that the other person is bringing. So when you're doing that, when you're trying to network, come with value. Even if I don't even understand the value you bring in and you want to network with me, once you bring your once you come in with some set of values, you're bringing something that you think I would need, and you're coming with value, and you're telling me this is what I can do for you. Ooh, everybody's going to shout. I'll be like, oh, no, I need to pay attention. I feel notice that in networking rooms, when someone talk about what they can do, everybody wants to meet them based on what they think that person can do for them. That's not how networking works. Networking should work in such a way that you're bringing value. So you are totally cold. They don't know you. Instead of chasing them, attract them. I don't believe in chasing anything, anybody, any opportunity. I believe in attracting it. You can either chase the child up and down to catch, or you show them, Junior, this is what. Do you want cookies? Yes, they'll come. If you want to go and fish and you say you want to start chasing fish in the water, you spend years and you not catch even one. But if you go with a hook and I attach a bait to it and you put it into the water, they will be the one to swim to you. And that is how these things work. When you want to do things, you give out opportunities. When you want to access opportunities, you give out value. You provide value upfront. But we live in a world where everybody wants to, what's the word here? They want to take. The easiest way to take is to give. Once you give, your hands are open. But when your hands are open to take, no, the difference between someone providing value and the beggar is that the beggar doesn't provide value for money. He provides, his strategy is pity. Are you a beggar? I see entrepreneurs begging. You're not a beggar. When you provide value, people are going to pay attention. I know how people treat beggars. You know, you feel like they're disturbing you. And if you don't want your brand to be associated with they're disturbing you, what you need to do is you're meeting this person and how do I provide value for this person? And it's been one of the things that have opened doors for me. I can't share names of things. I've met with people because I've provided value. The first thing I think is, yes, this person is a high network person. I don't think of what this person can do for me. I think of what I can do for this person that will make myself valuable to this person. And that is how this thing works. It's about value. If you can't provide value, there's no opportunity. Opportunity comes with value. The next thing is don't freelance consult. So I'm going to talk about consulting. The truth is, there's some people that will do some things and you give them anyhow money. And there's some people that will do some things and they'll bill you, you'll pay, you'll be happy to pay. The thing is that most people or most creative, or most people in these things, they have the freelance mentality. I'm a freelancer. There's nothing wrong with freelance, trust me. There's nothing wrong with freelance. There's some set of people that should freelance. But multinationals don't work with freelancers. Freelancers don't get some kind of opportunities. Freelancers are not seen as the expert. Consultants are the ones, and they're the ones that are paid heavily. So the question is, do you want to freelance or you want to consult? Now the thing with most people think that as a consultant I have to carry the briefcase and I have to be no, it's go beyond that. A consultant is someone who looks at who provides solution. If you have a headache and I can provide solutions to that headache, not that when I'm talking to you and I'm telling you, oh, this is how you can avoid the headache. That's consulting. You don't need to carry big portfolio or carry briefcase. The day I learned that, that was the day my life changed. You don't have to carry big portfolio, big briefcase, big exams. Can you provide a solution to me? Yes, a consultant. Can you provide solutions around that thing? So you're in the image industry, you're thinking of, and you can provide solutions on how I can look to attract more success and close more deals. I will hire you versus a tailor. Oh, you can do one or two things. Oh, you can teach. A teacher will they earn small. If you know what I charge to teach what I teach, because I don't charge as a teacher, I don't charge to freelance. I charge as a consultant, and so have a structure. Now the difference between consultant and freelancer is freelancer has little work ethics, and anything goes because they are a freelancer. And in fact, they are paid almost free. Their job is almost free. A consultant, they do the work of the same freelancer, but they have structures. For instance, if you're signing up for my program and you work with me, the first thing you're going to get is a web page dedicated to you. After our first consulting, after before the class starts, you get it with a welcome video. I'm going to shoot it for you. That is bringing tech into the same thing I do. Other people do the same thing, but they can't. So once you're dealing with me, and first of all, you having a special, you have a special website, you have a special website addressed to you, my dear. The way you see me is not the same. So don't freelance, consult. And most people feel like I don't have enough experience, I don't have enough knowledge to consult. It's a lie. You have enough. In fact, there are other people that don't know half of what you're doing that are currently cashing out on what you're doing. That's the truth. So don't freelance, consult. So this recipe to success in the tech space and outside the tech space is to first of all understand skill. You have the skill. When you have the skill, especially a high paying skill, the next thing you need is to network, which are the people that are going to pay for it. Then you deliver value. When you deliver value, you get paid. This is the line. It's skill. Your network. Network is building your people, and the next thing is value. So time is almost gone. And that sweet thing is to play the international market. Tech allows you to travel and still be in wherever you are. You can be talking to people in Canada, in Barbados, selling your market. Why should you sell to people that are just around the Kedja? Why? Especially when you're not dealing with physical product and you're dealing with providing solutions. You can be in your house and play global. I was speaking with someone, Frank, and Frank he was consulting with me. Frank is good with what he does. But the problem with Frank is that I realize he has fear. There's this, I'm a Nigerian, who is going to pay attention to me, who's going to, and most people here also have that issue when it comes to working with international clients, like, and charging what they should charge. Like, who's going to, who's going to pay attention to me? Why will I charge this fee? They will not. The truth is, I'm going to show you one thing that will turn that big disadvantage of being a Nigerian into your biggest advantage. And this is the line I use. So when you're dealing with the client and they say you're a Nigerian and they start putting on, say, yes, I understand, go straight to them. Don't even shy away from it. Go straight to them and tell them, I understand I'm a Nigerian and I know you're skeptical, but that means I'm ready to put in 2 times the work than any other person you're going to meet. And I'm trying to do this just to prove myself and I want to build a relationship with you. That means you don't know anything about me. I know I come from a background that is very skeptical. That there are honest ones among us, and we are ready to put in 2 times the work. If I'm trying to bid for a $1,000 job with another person from the UK, and I'm telling my client I'm ready to do 2 times the work, I'm to prove hello, he's probably good. He's more likely to pay attention to me than when I just say, oh yes, I'm a Nigerian and move on. So you need to understand how to look for those things that are your biggest that I have a course in marketing where I teach how to turn your biggest disadvantage to your biggest selling point. For instance, you're selling a book and it's just 10 pages and you're charging heavily for it. If I'm the one selling it and people are saying, who will buy it? The reason that it's 10 points, I'm going to tell you, is just no flip flop, no unnecessary story. I'm just giving you just the exact blueprint you need without stressing yourself. If you want the result, take it. I've turned the fact that it's scanty and it's just 10 pages. And if it's plenty, I can turn the fact that, oh, this is a complete A to Z of anything. You can never be lost. Whenever you need it, you turn to this way. That is marketing. That's turning your disadvantage. If you're turning, learn how to turn your disadvantage. If you're okay, I was talking with someone and I was trying to develop a strategy for their company. They're like, Gideon, you've not played in our niche before. And I say, yes, I haven't. And that is why I'm going to come in with a fresh, unbiased eyes. And he was like, oh, that's true. You're going to see things we've not seen. And in fact, you started even going ahead. Something that you feel like it's that we think is impossible, you do it, and because you will not feel like it's impossible. And I was like, yes. And I said, Gideon, let's go ahead with it. And I developed the marketing strategy for a niche I've not worked in before. So that's how this thing works. You need to sit down, think about your close friend. For me, I was told I was too young when I started up, and I had to turn it. I was like, yes, I'm trying to prove a name for myself. The same thing with you, trying to prove a name for myself. That means I'm ready to go all in. That is what you need. So I hope this is hitting the nail for you. I hope this is something I'm trying to make sure it's not. I'm not just streamlining to just one sect of people here that are tech inclined. I'm trying to make sure it's, like I said, you're bringing tech to you. You're not streaming or going to tech to meet tech. You're bringing tech to you. I could talk so much about any other thing. I could talk so much about blockchain. I could talk so much about NFT. Talk so much about making money. But no, that is introducing you to a new road. I'm talking about it's like the Lagos Ibadan Express Road. Going from, let me say I want to go from Redeem to Lagos. Instead of introducing you to a new road, I'm telling you that okay, I'm giving you a new car that's going to make the journey smoother. Before you've been using a car that is very low and it's hitting the road and you're hitting the road and anything. What I just have to do is imagine I now tar the road and make the road totally new, brand new, instead of taking you to another road and say, no, don't pass through this place. You should go and turn and go and pass through Ibadan, from Ibadan, connect to Aja, from Aja start coming down. No, when it's the same road you're going to Beggar, why don't we just start the road, make it totally smooth for you to go through there, and at the same time probably give you a sweet SUV that has a strong suspension. You will not even feel the effect of a bad road. That is exactly what I'm trying to do. So always learn. If you want to earn more, learn. I've learned that for every time my earning increase, and not just me, almost everybody I've spoken to, time their learning increase because they learn something new. You are here, your earning is probably going to increase. If at the end of this session your learning do not increase, something is wrong somewhere, because your earning have increasing. Your earning is going to increase because your learning have increased. There are things you did not know before you started this, even yesterday or today, that you now know, and it's it for you. So one of the problem with getting paid is people ask, how do I collect money? You can use seller.co. Seller.co is easy to get paid in dollars no matter what you're doing. Set up a payment platform and that's it. So that's it. That's the end of today session with you guys, and I'll be taking questions now. So Mr. AOC,
Yeah. Wow. 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 Wow.
sorry,
Interesting.
halfway they took the light and I couldn't go to turn on the gen. So
Okay, okay, not a problem, not a problem. Interesting, interesting. Guys, if you have gotten a value from that session, please can you show that in the comment section? Thank you so much, Gideon. That was profound. Sincerely, that was profound, and I believe a lot of us here on the call have actually gotten something very, very, very great tonight. So, as we wait for your questions, if you have questions, please drop them. If you have questions from yesterday, please drop them. I'll pin it on the screen. Then Gideon can answer that.